Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a video by me. I am streaming right now, but I think this video might stay on the channel for a long time because I want to show you my new map and all of that good stuff. So let's get into this. Let's load it up. I'm currently on version 4.0. It's gone through several iterations. I'm assuming that you'll all have sort of some knowledge of the map. It's been very prevalent in everything I've been doing online recently. Every time I'm streaming, this map is involved. But let's just go over this for anybody who wants to play this. In the final version, the instructions will be very clear, but in the sort of playtesting stages, I'm not going to go over, it's not all going to be, you have to understand the map. You'll have to, basically, yeah. So let me talk about it here. Basically, it's a small map. The players all start, as you can see, in each corner, well, sort of in a perfect hexagon, so to speak. We had to do a lot of geometry to get this right. It was really weird. We were drawing walls from the middle, and then we had, I'm not even going to go into it. It was maths. That was something I haven't done in a while. But yeah. And you'll also notice that every player has 3 native trading... Well, not native. These Silk Road trading sites. And you'll think, what the hell is that doing there? That's so ugly. Yeah, it's ugly. In the final version, we'll make it look pretty. Maybe we can, I can actually position these on top of each other. I could do that, perhaps. But the idea behind this is it's a free-for-all map. Obviously, a very small map. So there's going to be a lot of aggression. And controlling trading posts is a very important part of the game. As you can see, we'll move straight up here, and obviously also to the right here, there are a trading post. Also some hunts, and a couple, just a few pockets of resources, basically, to control, which are actually guarded by these teal people. Obviously, player 7 is always going to be a bot in this game that you have to have, and it has to be in there due to the triggers that I'm using. I won't explain that. But you have to have player 7 as a bot, otherwise the map just fundamentally, it just doesn't work so well. But basically, whoever clears out this gets access to these crates that are here, and also this trading site, which, as I said, is very important to control. We'll get on that later. But these are the only resources to begin with, the ones right next to you, and you'll have to fight players for them. So it's to encourage a fast-paced, aggressive free-for-all experience, because free-for-all typically goes on very long, and everyone booms, and no one interacts with each other, because that's not the best thing to do. If you attack someone, you sort of waste your power level. And, you also make them weaker. If you attack someone, you're not going to win. If you, straight up try to kill them as fast as possible in that early game, you're not going to win the entire free-for-all, and nor are they. You've both lost, so don't do it. But basically, I'm trying to get rid of that. Sit there for an hour and a half, like I played this Honshu game. I thought Honshu Regicide would be fun. Nope, it wasn't. It might be in 1v1, but it isn't in free-for-all. It's just long, and everyone hides on the islands, and I'm not even going to go into it. But yeah, very small patches of resources on both sides. But in the middle, you'll think, well, surely you should put lots of resources in the middle. That's, make everyone fight over the resources in the middle. As you can see, there's lots of treasures, and there's these weird blocks. Just ignore them. They're for the triggers, and they're completely, you won't be able to see them in the game. But yeah, there's a lot of focus. This is the focal point. You think, yeah, they're going to fight for treasures, then they do. It's kind of fun, that sort of aspect. Some people like teaming up with each other, like, hey, red and orange are like, oh, if you help me get this treasure, I'll help you get one. So they're both, helping each other out rather than dicking each other over in that. That's sort of this free-for-all metagame emerging. It's pretty cool to see. Yeah. The reason I didn't put the resources in the middle, well, I did in the very first iteration of this map, but I guess I'll show you. Yes, I want to save. File, load, let's load up version 2. It doesn't really matter what version of version 2 it is. But you will see in the center of the map here a large patch of hunt, as you can see, and a large patch of wood. 3 patches of resources and lots of coin in the middle. And basically what would happen here, yeah, they would fight over these resources, and they'd kill each other, and yeah, but then once 3 players have been eliminated, they'd just camp out on these hunts and on these trees. And once 3 players were left, they'd go back to the traditional boom free-for-all, don't interact with each other, and it wasn't really working out. Yeah, it would finish eventually, like all free-for-alls do, but yeah, by the way, these wall segments are treasures. They transform into treasures at the beginning of the game. But this is a very old version of the map. No. Let's go back to version 4.0, which perhaps is a sensory sort of blast in the face compared to that one. It's very, oh my goodness, what the hell's going on? There's so much stuff on screen. But really, they're just treasures, and everything else is just plain grass. I could make this plain grass, but I think this looks better, and it's a different color on the mini-map. Anyway, but yeah. No resources, you'll think, well, how the hell do they... But basically what happens here is the resources spawn. You see these blocks? That's where resources spawn. Resources will spawn here. So you've got... This will be hunts. I imagine this will be coin. This will be wood. hunt, coin, wood. It goes around all the outside, around the outside, around the outside. And then that doesn't spawn until 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, resources will go bam, there they are. Then you have to go fight over them. But until then, you have to compete with each other over these sort of spots around next to your base. And I don't know if I like this teal stuff, as I mentioned. I might get rid of it in the final version, but we'll leave that there for now. It's basically whoever clears this area then gets access to it, but then it sort of encourages, oh, he's just cleared that area, I'm now going to go attack him because he's going to be weaker. But also there's an incentive to clear the area first, because anyway, it doesn't matter. But then once the resources on the outside, it's 7 minutes later, more resources will spawn at this inner ring of blocks, as you can see. And basically the resources just get closer and closer to the middle as the game goes on. That focal point of interaction and destruction between the players. And there's actually only there's enough resources for 6 players on the outside, but there's only enough for 5 on the inside. So one player is in a perfect pentagon, by the way. So one player's going to get eliminated pretty quickly. And if not, basically, if he's not, basically, because if only 5 people are competing over 6 people are competing over 5 spots, you see how that's going to end up. But then it spawns 3, I believe there are these blocks here spawn resources, only enough for 3 players on this inner ring. I'm not sure if I like them there, I will playtest it a lot and see, but there's so much space that spawning them so close to the middle just seems strange, but then I guess you don't get that focal point of interaction, but then it is kind of annoying for the players to gather so close to each other. Yeah, I don't know. And finally in the middle we have some musketeers and a trading post, and, well, that's an outpost actually, followed by, thematically, lots of outlaw guys guarding the 2 settlers. And the idea behind this was, well, this is where the focal sort of point is happening, all that action and stuff. And really what's happening here is you can attack, you can make units, make tons of units, secure the map. There's not very many resource spawning actually, so you're going to have to, maybe you just want to kill off a player real quick, or stop him from gathering those hunts and, have more hunts to yourself for that late game. You can also continue to make military units, instead of focusing on your economy, and then you can use your military to gather these settlers. And I just feel like a lot of action is going to be happening around here for the settler treasures. Again, if they're causing problems with the sort of the scaling of the game, the way it pans out, then I can just get rid of them. This is still playtesting, version 4.0 currently. So there is that. Also, I'm not too sure if I want these treasures. Basically, I can make them random, or I can have guaranteed static spawns. But sometimes if you have random treasures, it spawns, silly treasures, like water treasures that you can't pick up, and other nonsense things that are completely useless, or just silly. So currently, they are static. They are all guaranteed good treasures. They're all, big quantities of food and wood and stuff like that. And there are some smaller treasures over here as well, as you can see. But, yeah, there is that. Also, we have, so yeah, that's the resources, and that's that focal point. Another thing to bear in mind, again, let's go back to these trading posts. I said these trading sites are very important to control. That is that you have to understand that. If you're going to play this game, you have to understand how important these are. And really, for the playtesting stage, I'm not letting people play the game if they don't know what these do, because it is so important. And if you don't know what they do, you'll probably end up not doing so well, and then you won't be competitive for the middle as much as the other players, and then the resources will be shared more between the other players, and the whole scaling of the game just doesn't work quite as well because there's more resources for them. I mean, they will attack each other eventually when they run out, but they'll wait as long as possible before having to interact. So there is that. But basically what these do is everywhere you'll see a flag, these yellow flags here, this yellow flag here, there's one here, these yellow flags turn into trading post sockets, or trading posts, which, by the way, do not interact with the trade route. Only the ones you build interact with the trade route, so you can only get XP from them. But there are flags all around the outside. There are 6 of them. And then, as you can see, there's also 5 flags in the sort of inner middle, I like to call it, as you can see. And there's 4 flags in the middle, but actually only 2. I better make that more obvious. What we'll do is we'll just... we'll delete that, and we'll delete that. We'll show people that, there are 2 trading sites in the middle there. They'll spawn. And basically what these do is having 3 is of no benefit to you. You need at least 4 to start getting bonuses. The reason you have 3 in your base is so that if you conquer someone, you get their 3 trading posts. That's why they're there. So there's an incentive to kill someone. Anyway, let's just explain what they do now. So let's take a look at the objectives here. This is quite easy to look at in game. Let's just play test it and show how easy it really is to look at. Yep. Right, so is net menu, objectives. There it is. So if you control 4 trading posts, you get a Duba the pet monkey. Now 4 trading posts is really not very many. And it's just basically, oh, congratulations, you own 4 trading posts. Obviously you can scroll down here. I actually want to zoom out on the entire map again because I want to show you like how difficult it is to control sort of certain amounts of trading sites. But here we go to objectives here. Yeah, 4 trading sites are a Duba. 5 trading sites is a pet jaguar, plus all previous rewards. It scales, you get every other bonus beforehand, so you get the Duba as well. And the jaguar is actually about the same in power level, you'll be surprised to know, as Duba. Duba is just insane, but as you age up, the bonus, the Duba doesn't scale quite as well. Like a Fortress Age jaguar will be so much better than a monkey, but in the Discovery Age, or even the Colonial Age, there's not a huge amount of difference. If you control 6 trading sites, which I will remind you, if I just reload this real quick, just to get the fog of war gone. But if you're in 4 trading sites, or 5, sorry, that's your 3 plus this one on the side, plus this other one on the side, that's 5. Or maybe you control like maybe one of these ones that spawn a bit later on, and this one there. Obviously they spawn later in the game. So anyway, let's just go back. Like if you own 5, you will receive. Well, not 5. What was I saying? 6. 6. You get 1 wood crate and all the previous resources. Rewards. Sorry. If you own 7, you get 1 food crate, a coin crate, and all of and the wood crate, and the jaguar, and the Duba. If you control 8, this is kind of hard to control. Actually, 8 is sort of where it's 8 is reasonable. 8 is reasonable. After that, it gets really hard. So if you own 8, you get 1 of each crate. So you get 100, and you also get the food and coin crate. You also get the wood crate. So you actually get 200 of each resource if you add those all up, and a jaguar and a Duba the pet monkey. And bear in mind, also, something I forgot to mention is that this is every 2.5 minutes these rewards refresh. So every 2.5 minutes you get these rewards again, if you still control the cows. That's how it works. Or the moment you get, if you reclaim it before the 2 minutes has expired, you can also still get it. Or the first time you claim, say, 8 trading posts, you will get that reward instantly. And then after the 2 minutes, you then get it again. That's basically, that's the limitations of the trigger. I couldn't make it function in any other way unless someone like Neuron or Gaia or someone else is good at... Anyway, let's just continue talking. Good at making maps. So we have, if you own 10 trading posts, let's just show how what 8 really is. You've got 3 here, 4, 5, and then maybe you own, let's say, this one here, 6, 7, so the 2 closest. So basically you've got this entire section of the map, and then maybe 8. Maybe you own this one as well once it's spawned. And obviously they don't all spawn at the beginning of the game, it scales. So maybe you own 8. After that, where do you get more? You'd have to have presence down here, which is quite far wide-ranging. That's like, this one's in contention between yellow and green. It's kind of hard to get to. Or obviously down this side as well. Or maybe you've got more in the middle, you've got this one. Like, after 8, it's really sort of difficult to get more than 8. And that's where the competition really starts. And, obviously 8 is still quite a lot. It assumes that you're winning or doing quite well for yourself. So let's go back to objectives here. Yeah, once you get if you get 10, you get 500 food and every other reward. If you own 13, which I'm not sure if I like it being 13, I might make it more. I don't know, we'll have to play test it to find out. But you get 500 wood and coin in addition to everything else. So 500 wood and coin, 500 food, and 1 of each crate, and then these are also 1 of each crate if you combine the 2. So you actually get 5, 600, 700 of each resource every 2.5 minutes, or I can change that to 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever I want. I can actually have each individual one refresh at different times as well. Obviously, playtesting it will find out what's going to be optimal. If you're in 17 trading sites, you get 5% upgrade to all units every 2.5 minutes or whatever it is. I could make all of these take longer to spawn, and this one spawns way more quickly, so the 5% stacks really hard. But 17 is a lot. Like, you have to have the majority of the trade routes to start getting this. And then 22, it scales even harder. You get 10% upgrade to all units, and then 15, obviously. And George Crushington, which I will remind everyone, you do get if you control every single trading post on the map, bar 3, which might be. You control everything except the 3 in this last player's base. So basically, you have had to already have won the game. Wow, that was a lot of auxiliary verbs. I'm not sure if that was grammatically correct, but it sounds okay. And I'm sure you know what I mean. But You already won, basically. So George Crushing is just for the lols. So that's how important the trading sites are. If you're playing this, don't just complain that you're losing because you camped all day long. Because I saw that happen in one of the playtests. Some guy was like playing down here, or no, I don't know where he was. He was just booming. And he was playing like, he had some mills and plantations up. He had a really high score. He was doing really well. He was like winning the game, like mostly the entire game because he wasn't interacting with anyone. But like Red down here was like, he'd like taken this, he'd taken loads in the middle. And he had 17 towers or something ridiculous. And his units were getting like stronger and stronger. They were getting like 10% stronger every 10% stronger, 10% strong. And like, Yellow's economy wasn't as good. Red's economy was like really not as good as Yellow's. Yellow had like the 99 villager freaking steamroll. But like, and he had guard units. He had these guard units that had punny stats compared to Red's upgraded units. Because Red had taken map control to win there. So, obviously you have to fight over the trading sites. That's very important, and I'm not going to let anyone play during the play testing phase of this map if they don't know what's going on. If they join, they're like, so, what do you do? I'll just be like, nope, sorry. It's just like, I need to test the map, not the players. That's the thing. And also, I'd like high-level players as well, but that's not always ideal. It's not always possible. And obviously, in the ideal world, every player playing would be like H2O or Blackstar, or somebody who you can assume is playing close, if not optimally, close to optimally. So you're really testing the map and not all the variables that you see. Everything that's happening is as a direct result of the map, not the players playing suboptimally. So I have to be strict on having high-level players in the testing phase so I can actually see what's going on. But once it's done, anyone can play, no problem. There'll be a download link. But this is testing version 4.0, and that is a quick video that I'm putting on the YouTubes to just direct people to if anyone wants to know what the hell is going on with this stuff. So thank you very much for watching. Do leave a like if you like this idea. And if you like the map, I do appreciate that. If you don't want to, then fair enough. I appreciate that too. And also, in the summer, I want to make more maps. This is how I'm enjoying Age of Empires 3. At the moment, I get the most enjoyment personally from just making maps and playtesting them. Like, just the company of just having people there to like help to just the company of like whilst you're streaming, just making a map is so fun, and also the ideas. And when you finally get around to playtesting it, the hype is so good, and it's, I don't know, I just like making things. That's how I personally am enjoying AoE 3, and I've been able to stream a lot recently because of that. I've been chucking out the 6 to 8 hour streams. This currently I'm actually streaming, as you can see here, 5 hours and 15 minutes, and I just keep going. I'm just totally happy to go. And yeah, but I'll also be playing regular 1v1s and whatever else, but this is what I'm doing most of the time, and I think in the summer I want to do more of this kind of thing. I actually have ideas. I want to make a campaign and sort of maybe like make an expansion to it, like, I don't know, just an in-campaign, just to the campaign, or maybe my own campaign, I don't know. I think it'd be cool, and I'll even voice act it, and I'll get my friends and all the people in the community to help voice act it. It's gonna, I don't know, maybe I won't do that, maybe I will, who really gives an, I don't know. But, got an exam in a week, and then once that's done, lots of streaming, this kind of thing, and this is just to let you know. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time.